Hey guys, it's Greg Colson from Guitar World, coming to you from Foundry Street Studio, Northampton, England. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at D major and D minor. So listen up. I love D major. It's one of my most favourite chords in the whole world. It's featured on so many great songs. Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen. Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie. Lynyrd Skynyrd's Sweet Home Alabama. It's all based on this D major chord, this kind of like this triangle shape here. It's wicked, man. When I learned to play it, I don't know, I just couldn't stop playing it. So hopefully today I'll be able to pass on some knowledge and get you guys playing the same thing. Okay, so here we have another close-up of my Jazzmaster. We're going to go for our D major chord using these three fingers. We've got our first finger, second finger and third finger in a triangle shape. Remember the triangle shape. It's always a good thing to remember, I find. So we're going to start with our first finger, our index, and we're going to place it on the third string, second fret, and then we're going to use our second finger, this one, and place it on the first string, our E, on the second fret, and then we're going to have our third finger, third fret, on our G, which is the third string. Play it together, it should sound like this. And again, guys, something to note, this is our open string, so we're going to play this string, but we're not going to play our A string and our E string, so we're only playing these top four strings. Yeah, top four strings. Here we go again, let's play this together. And if you're having difficulty making those notes ring, just make sure that none of your fingers are getting in the way of any of the other strings. If you start hearing things like this, that means your fingers are just kind of getting on top of the other strings. So we want to basically plant our fingers directly onto the strings and press down. Just hard enough that we can hear those notes play out individually. There we go, that's D major. So hopefully that should all make sense to you. Let's do a little play along together for this D chord. I'll count you in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and D. Okay, so that was easy enough. Let's ramp it up, rock and roll style. Here we go. Play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go to D minor, the saddest of all keys. It's a little bit different to a D major chord. As you can see, a D major chord is kind of like, it's this triangle shape that you've got with your first, second and third finger. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to shift to our first, second and fourth finger, so we're getting that pinky involved. So yeah, something to note as well on this D minor, we're again muting the lower E and the A, so we're just playing the fourth, third, second and first string. We don't play these, otherwise it sounds like this, and that's not the sound you want. That's a rubbish sound. You know, you want the that tone ringing out. That's really important for this chord. So I'll show you how to play it now. Okay, so here we are, close up of my guitar. We're going to go for D minor now, so a little different to the triangle shape that I showed you earlier for the D major. This time we're going to shift our fingers around. See that movement there? So instead of using our first, second and third fingers, we're going to be using our first, second and fourth finger. D minor. Things to note, again, we're going to be using this open string, our open D, but we're not playing the E and the A. So these are out, but this one here is in. Out, in. So let's start from the beginning. We're going to go to the first fret, first string, E, with our index finger, our first finger. Then we're going to go to our second finger, to the G string on the second fret. And then we're going to put our pinky finger on the third fret, second string. Played together, including the open D here, it should sound like this. I'll play that once more for you. One more time. And again, just like I said about that D, watch your fingers aren't getting in the way of other strings that eventually will end up muting. So make sure your fingers are in the correct spaces, not pressing too hard, but hard enough to make those notes sound the way they should. Okay, so hopefully that should all make sense. Let's do a little play along for D minor now and see if you can get to grips with it. Here we go. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, we're going to try something a little bit more advanced. We're going to try and switch between the D major chord and the D minor chord to get those fingers working. It's all about muscle memory, playing guitar, and it's all about strengthening the muscles inside your hands so you can do these things without thinking, essentially. So we're going to start with the D major. We'll play 4 of those, and then we'll go to the D minor and go back to D major and back to D minor. I'll do it really slow for you so you can basically play along, and if you get confused between the two, just take a breath and reset. So here we go. We'll start with D major and then we'll go and dive into D minor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D major. We're heading to D minor now. 2, 3, D minor. D major. D minor. Let's end on D major, one final chord. There we go. That's really tricky when you're a beginner. So just keep practicing, keep trying to swap between these 2 chords using different fingers for each chord. Don't be afraid of a little pain either. Just keep pushing on. You'll be great. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is a tricky thing going between D major and D minor, but keep persevering. You've got this. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you.